Staff members of the NBC in the Irongo region had to self-isolate for a mandatory 14 days after an employee tested positive for COVID-19.
I was so afraid to have any kind of physical contact with my children at home. Sleeping patterns were completely disturbed. There's something called placebo, where you have make-believe symptoms of something that's not real.
You are at home with your kids. You don't know, must I touch them? Must I do what? Staying in your room alone. Separate cups, everything, it's being separate. Being in your own house and having a mask 24/7.
When you go to sleep, it's even worse. As a mother, you tend to have all these mixed feelings that you are dealing with.
The affected staff described their experience as rather traumatizing and excruciating, especially when they had to wait for their results. What was shocking was the level of stigma they received from the community despite negative test results.
So a week after, I went to a supermarket with my kids, and there was definitely, very palpably, a kind of, pointing and looking and gossiping. Yes, that's her. We've seen her. She works for the NBC. Oh my goodness, she's positive. What makes stigma such a terrifying thing is that people don't take the time to find out the truth.
The friends, everyone calling you, it's like they are speaking to you like you are having corona. Really, sometimes it's so annoying, and even a sister or a brother or a cousin calling you and say, stay in office, but don't come, mono corona.
It's one of the issues that should actually be addressed, that you cannot get corona by standing or by talking to somebody from a distance. Some people think if they just come into a certain distance with you, or they just look in your direction, they might get corona, which is not the case.
They called on Namibians to support those suspected and those who test positive for COVID, as they are going through physical,
NBC
emotional
Swakopmund
and psychological trauma.